pull out his receipts that they. Okay.
Hey man, look, that's why we got them, right? That's why we got receipts. We live.
Sundays and Wednesdays, yeah. 8 o'clock on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. It's the crew and you. Let's go.
You can't get any better.
Best thing about it, the way he did it the right way.
With the crew and you, to the crew and you.
Do y'all have anything to say about
What up, baby? Welcome to the crew and you. Congratulations to my dog, Chuck Little John, the OG.
Y'all didn't know I've been changing hats all night, have you?
No.
You've been doing that. And so look, let me tell you, those dudes were the first one that I ever seen with the full tracksuit and no drawers. You know what I'm saying?
Understand that you can be at the bottom, you can be anything you want to be, and when that happens, you can be a champion like me.
Can you imagine 100 people just all yelling?
With the crew and you, to the crew and you. With the crew and you, to the crew and you.
What up, baby? Welcome to the crew and you. I'm your boy G. To my right hand side, we got the OG WNBA aces, Chuck Little John, and underneath us both, we have Decatur's smoothest line, Corey Davis. What's up, my dogs?
What's going on?
Fellas, what's that?
Man, it's a beautiful day. Beautiful day.
Let
me first start off by apologizing for my tardiness. Our place of business decided to keep us out there a little longer than I should have been on a Wednesday. So I do apologize, man, for having to start the show 35 minutes later than the normal process. But we appreciate everybody that's out there that continue to wait on us and rock with us, man. I thank y'all, my dog Jay, Little John, Rodney Little John, Kamarie White, the Christianist Podcast, and anybody else that may be out there on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. Remember, when you come to the channel, man, tell a friend, bring a friend, and when you come, don't come by yourself. This is episode 83, season 5. We're going to talk the Cowboys finally get a trade in that is of the magnitude of what people want. And so the fan base was, weary. Now the fan base is back hype again. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the NBA playoffs, how the home teams are now 0-5. 0-5 in this playoff series in the second round of the playoffs. We'll talk about that as well. And then we'll jump into a little WNBA talk. The season just got started. So we'll jump into that, man, and get you all caught up on a little bit of WNBA if we have time. We know this thing might go a little long on this first one. But before we do, man, OG, how you feeling today, bro?
Feeling pretty good, man. Feeling pretty good.
Good. Phil Harris said 0-6. Wow. Yeah, not yet 0-6. Look, if Boston lose tonight, it'd be 0-6.
Wow.
So yeah. So OG, man, what day is it today, bro?
Well, you get to that point in the middle of the week, and you're just doing your best, trying to get over the top.
Yeah.
But before you get over the top, you gotta get over that hump day.
For
sure. Absolutely, man. So welcome everybody out there, my dog Phil Harris. This is hump day. So we appreciate y'all, man. We got to get over this hump, all downhill from here. And don't start doing this today on hump day. Maybe on the weekend, maybe on Friday, you might want to partake in a little bit of the spirits, the wine and liquor spirits. But when you do, check out our guy so you'll know what to buy. Cooking Dad, Drink Reviews.
Everybody drink responsible.
You won't want to take the opinion of a stranger. That type of advice is just not for you, because you're at that time of the day where you don't want to waste your money, and your plan is to throw back a shot or two. You're not necessarily an alcohol person, and picking out a brand is fairly new. If you want something to go with your burger, possibly a steak, then check out Cooking Dad's Drink Reviews. Remember, drink responsibly and click that subscribe too, and go with the one the crew and you trust. Cooking Dad's Drink Reviews.
Thank you once again, Cooking Dad Drink Reviews, for being a wonderful sponsor of our very first segment. All right. So let's go ahead, man. Today, this morning, the Twitter mecca that it is in the sports world was moved by a trade that happened in the middle of the night while we were all knocked out sleep. The Cowboys were on the phone, man, making deals happen. I kind of told y'all we've been moving different this year, man, and they have acquired a significant piece to our offense. We picked up in a trade from the Pittsburgh Steelers their number one receiver, George Pickens, the Georgia standout. We gave up a 3rd round pick. We swapped a 5th round pick and a 6th round pick in 27. So now the NFC East has maybe the best wide receiving core in the league. If you look at the whole, from top to bottom. But let me hear you all's thoughts before I give my rant on what's going on. Let me hear your thoughts, Corey, on this major pickup. Because I saw you tweeted out, or you sent a text message like, what's going on with Pittsburgh?
I did. I wanted to know from those guys, Remus, Rodney, my man Tyreek. He hit me up this morning too. These Pittsburgh fans. I listen. What the picture was supposed to be was on one side of the field, you had DK Metcalf. You had my man, from Georgia, like you said, at Pickens on one side, and then in the middle, you're supposed to have Rodgers. That was the picture that was painted. Let's say a few months ago, this or this off season. That's what we were supposed to be looking at. So now, what looks like only a singular picture of DK Metcalf, because I don't know if they're going to get Rodgers. I don't know exactly what they were doing. They had a chance to get Shadua. Then all of a sudden, like you said, in the wee hours of the morning, they have been wooed by the Cowboys to get rid of their ex number one receiver.
Mm-hmm.
I was a bit taken aback because I just didn't understand what this situation was. And so when I text a local fan, a Pittsburgh fan, he said in so many words, once you are not, I guess once you don't bleed blue and black, gold and black anymore, or whatever their colors are, they let you go or whatever. When they feel like you are not of Steeler brand, Steeler Nation, it's time to go.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if there's more stories behind this, but I wanted to know what was the issue. What was the problem? You had both a 1 and a 2, a solid 1 and 2,
Mm-hmm.
and you decided to let him go. So yes, I wanted to know what the problem was, or what the issue is, or why would you do that?
Yeah, and so there's been talks that like Remus said, Pickens is a cancer. He won't be missed, he says. I've heard from some scouts, or not scouts, but reporters that said he did have some issues with some of the coaches, but he was loved in the locker room by the players.
Mm.
So I don't know where the cancer part is coming in at, but I think they knew that they had hearing that he may hold out for next season because he on his contract year, his last year right here.
Right.
So he may hold out and he may put them through the ringer. So instead of dealing with that, they decided, you know what, we're not gonna go deal with this. We're not sure if we can trust them enough, so we're just gonna, count our losses right now.
Wow.
So, with that being said, OG, I've seen a lot of fans in our division that have been tweeting out all day today, talking about reasons why the Cowboys still aren't going to be good. I know you're one of the ones who came out and said the Cowboys won't do anything in the offseason with the money that they have. They finally have done something. And what are your thoughts now on this NFC East division and your rivalry with us?
Number one, you said it's not a rivalry, but now it is.
I said your rival with us. I said your rival.
Okay. Anyway, it's mighty strange that when the Cowboys trying to do something, it's all blown out of proportion. Okay, y'all picked up a receiver.
A receiver, okay.
Somebody, I'm sure you had some negative comments to make about doing this other time, but now he's a Cowboy. He's all that. But anyway, it's always, you said why people always talk about the Cowboys, and it's because of this. Y'all make a move. Y'all finally make a move, and now it's all the hoopla. But everybody else been making moves all along. You ain't hearing all this hoopla going along like you're doing right now.
When y'all made y'all move for Deebo Samuel,
it
was a lot of talk. The media was out there. Why they had their pom-poms out for y'all. When y'all picked up Lerman Tunsil in the trade, the pom-poms came back out again. So why when the Cowboys do something, they supposed to just be quiet? Don't worry about being happy about you getting the pickup. Y'all just supposed to be quiet.
Did I say you should be quiet? I said it's a hoopla. It's a Mardi Gras when the Cowboys do something, because I guess they hadn't done it in so long.
But it is a hoopla trade, though, right, OG?
It's a Mardi Gras.
No, I'm saying, but the trade, this is a hoopla trade, right?
I'm not gonna speak for them.
No, I'm just okay. Say if it wasn't the Cowboys, I mean, but like I said, this is a stud now. This is a stud that got placed. Regardless if it's with the Cowboys, he is a stud guy, right?
Yeah, he a stud.
He's not.
You don't remember what he did to y'all last year?
He a stud.
I'll say he was, for Pittsburgh Steelers and what his body of work coming from the University of Georgia.
He top 5 then.
No. Listen, you don't have to be top 5 to be a stud. What I'm saying is, a stud is a game changer, game breaker, a playmaker. Is he not?
He ain't coming from my team.
So okay, well let me ask this question to you, and I know this. Okay, just to be on a NFC East type field, has this trade brought balance back to, like I said, remember how I was heavy on you guys last year. You guys ran away with it, but at the same time, we know the Eagles, did their thing, but does this bring balance back to that, without the Giants, with your team, Galen, Eagles, does this bring some kind of balance back with you 3 teams?
Let Galen tell you, there was always there wasn't a balance. Because Dallas gonna always be on top, regardless of what they do, what they have, or who they playing for.
Okay.
So that's why I'm not going to comment on that.
You'll comment on it. Okay.
Because this guy to my left, they always on top regardless of who they got playing for them.
Well, he was humble last year, but
he was humble because his quarterback got hurt and they weren't doing SHIT, so he had no choice but to be humble.
On paper, going into this year right here.
You know how I feel about paper. You know how I feel about paper.
You do that too. You got receipts, but what I'm just trying to find an honest answer here with the trade that just happened.
You're not gonna get it.
Gotta go get that from you. Okay.
No.
That
All right. Well,
that's not like bitterness and a little saltiness.
That's not
And a little
bitterness.
saltiness. It's a little saltiness.
That's not bitterness. That comes from you always thinking, regardless of who play for your team, that y'all always gonna be on top. That's why I'm not commenting on that.
all right. Well, I'll tell you what. I ask Galen without making a huge diatribe, Galen. I'm gonna ask you the same question. Does this bring balance back to the NFC East with, like I said, you three who were pretty good with each other last year? What does this trade do for you?
It puts the NFC East up there with the AFC North and the NFC North. So it puts them in that conversation with both of them. Both of them divisions. I think.
Are you back to 12-5?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. This is the move that we needed to make. And yeah, it's going to take some real leadership for Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb and Micah and our new coach and Shotty. It's going to take some real leadership on their part to lead this young man. He has the talent, like you said, Corey. This man is a very talented player. It speaks for itself. We've seen the plays that he made over his 3-year career already. This man is as opportunity. He can be a top 5, top 10 wide receiver in the league. I saw Tariq Talib, the cornerback, the defensive back. He said he thinks he's a top 3 wide receiver in the league, and this was last year.
Yeah, top 3 wide receiver in the league.
This is what a former player said.
Oh, Akeem Talib. Okay.
Do you think he's top 3 in the league?
I don't think he's top 3. No, I don't think he's top 3. I think you got Jefferson, Chase, CeeDee Lamb. I think it's the top 3 right there. So.
All right. Okay. So with this trade, before this trade happened, all right. So just going off, off the big letter companies or whatever, they had Eagles, Commanders, Cowboys, Giants. Does this change? Tell me. I guess I asked both you guys. Does this change the lineup in the NFC East? Who's number 1 now in the NFC East?
It's Cowboys, Eagles, Commanders, Giants.
Wow. Okay.
Did you expect anything different?
This changes the whole outlook of the NFC East.
Okay. What was it before you got him there?
Before we got him, I think we talked about this before. I thought we were better than the Commanders, just not better than the Eagles. I said that before. I thought we was moved up to second. I thought the Eagles was the best team in the NFC.
Remember now, like I said, they made some hot changes too. They made some pickups to their receiving core too, and that's why I was saying, before this trade, and I saw this morning. It was Eagles, Commanders, Cowboys. Like you said, y'all made some stuff before the draft. They had made some changes, but you're saying since the draft and the pickups that you guys have made, you guys have you catapulted to the top of the NFC East.
We are number 1 in the NFC East. We
Wow.
will be. We will be
and you wonder why we're going to answer that question.
I mean,
where do you see?
Where's your
OJ?
lineup? Yeah, I was saying, where's your lineup, OG?
The way it was.
So you were still at Eagles, Commanders, Cowboys, Eagles. I'm sorry, Giants. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So y'all didn't do nothing to overtake the Eagles?
Y'all didn't either.
I'm asking you. I said we did. You the one said you didn't.
We didn't, not right now, but that's different when the season starts.
No, okay. Y'all, what y'all gonna do in the season start? Y'all gonna pick up somebody else?
Beat Dallas.
y'all barely beat our backups last year. I ain't thinking about y'all. Man.
It don't make nothing about no bear. See that you gonna make me cuss on him. You gonna make me lose that FCC right. See, Corey, this is why I can't answer questions about him. And this is why I despise. And my wife asked me, why do you dislike Dallas so bad? I said, I don't dislike Dallas. I dislike they arrogant ASS fans.
Arrogant
Because,
ASS fans.
right, because they, like you said, he all humble last year.
Nah, I came on here when we beat y'all too.
But you all humble though.
I came over here looking for you.
You was humble. We're gonna see how you do this year.
Oh, hey, you know how I do, dog. You know I don't run from it, baby.
I didn't say you gonna run from it. We're gonna see how humble you gonna be.
So great pickup for the Cowboys. The new change in our team, the new change in the organization, what they're doing, they're making moves. That's like OG said, that's not something we've been doing as of late. So this is a huge pickup for the Cowboys, man. A great pickup for the Cowboys. I'm excited.
Let me ask you this. Did you expect this trade? Because I remember when I asked you, I don't know, maybe a week or two ago, there was words out there that the Cowboys was working on some kind of crazy trade, and you were like, "Nah, I don't see that." Did you expect this trade to happen?
No, I did not.
You did not see this trade coming?
I did not see it coming.
Okay.
People reached out to me yesterday and was like, "Would you be okay with this?" I was like, "No, not really." I think we have some players on there that the organization is proud of and they want to see work. And Mingo and Jalen Tolbert. So I was like, well, let's see what they're gonna do, man. So I definitely did not think it's gonna make this trade. I thought they was gonna go out there Amari Cooper or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But they said no, this is what we've been working on.
So let me I asked go ahead, OG.
So you saying this catapults y'all to 12-5. So what would y'all gonna be without him?
That's a good question. Probably 10-5, 11-6, probably.
So 1 or 2. So
Yeah.
this pickup is a 1 or 2 win change for your team that was already at least 10 wins, is what you're saying.
At least 10. We had 7 wins last year without Dak Prescott, without Michael Parsons most of the season, without DeMarcus Lawrence. We was missing a bunch of players, so we get a lot of those players back this year. I think Dak Prescott himself is going to get us 3 wins by himself.
So let me ask the question that I was watching on a show today. So like with this whole trade situation, they said Jerry may have one more in his pocket before the season starts. Do you feel like that there's something else coming down the line that he's he's trying to either trade away or reacquire?
So they're saying that there's a possibility that Nick Chubbs is in play. So I'm not sold on Nick Chubbs because of all the injuries he's had, but he's a player that they saying can be that physical player, kind of like what Detroit has over there. You can run it with that, and with the guy we picked up in blue, who had the speed like a Jahmyr Gibbs. They think we can probably have a 1-2 punch like that in a running game. And with the offensive line that we are going to have this year, they feel that the running game should be a lot better. So that's just what the rumors are right now. So there is the possibility that they will, do something else, but we'll see. We'll see.
So your running back had the speed of Jahmyr Gibbs?
Yeah. So
could y'all lose somebody?
Yeah, you lost somebody.
Could we lose somebody?
Yeah, say how a trade goes both ways. Could you lose somebody in the process?
Well, we just traded away a 27th,
that's a pick. But I'm talking about a person that you currently have on the roster.
Well, I'm just saying you can just do a pick. You can do picks. So I think from the trade aspect of it all, you probably won't lose a player. A player will probably get cut. I think we have 6 running backs right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So Deuce Vaughn may get. He may be on the way out. So there's some players that may not make the roster. Miles Sanders, who we just picked up from Carolina, he may not make it either. So it could be.
So I'll add this to I guess my thought, and then I'll get off the schneid. So until I see what you guys do with this receiving core. I'm gonna stick with, and that's only because of what you guys did last year. Only you know how far your like say your injuries went and what you have right now. Because honestly, this is a new look offense that we're talking about here. So until I see it work, I'm gonna stay with the current lineup, even before you guys made it, which I said it is a bona fide stud that you guys have added. However, I'm gonna stick with Eagles, Commanders, Cowboys, Giants until I see otherwise.
That's
you know
fair.
what I mean?
That's fair. I have no quarrels with that, man. I understand, you know, where you come from. You got to go by what you saw last year. So I understand that. And Skull, welcome on. So he says, I'm just joining in. I saw the trade. Is Pickens good for y'all? And what position is he? He plays wide receiver. And yes, he is good for us. Now, you used to be able to double and triple CD Lamb. You're not going to be able to do that now with George Pickens on the other side. He's a home run hitter. Like he can take the roof off. He makes big plays. I think he led the league in big plays the last 2 years. So
hold on. Whoa, wait. Wait. Hold on, G. God damn. You know what'd you say? He led the league in
big plays,
what?
In big plays, in the biggest plays, big plays.
Where you get that from?
That's the stat that's out there, man.
Is it or
yeah.
I mean, I get that you make it.
It's just amazing.
Come on, man. I
When
get
somebody
you
come
making
to the Cowboys.
I get you making a cake, but you making a wedding cake, not a birthday cake.
This about a 7-layer cake with double icing.
I'm trying to help y'all out, man.
Come on, man. But it's a little bit. You added on a little bit thick.
No, man. This man's a beast.
Come on, man.
Oh Lord,
the man led the league in big plays last year, man. That's 2 years. So
okay. Man. All right. Give him a rope. He want to be a cowboy. Okay. All right.
Man, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Man,
listen, he's a good player. Now listen, I don't agree with the statement that that your family put on there. You know what I'm saying? Nevertheless, he's a bona fide wide receiver with this. I like how my man tends to add a little bit of, extra pizzazz onto, but he said that's what he heard. That's what's out there.
Yeah, that's what's out there, man. That's what's out there.
Okay.
It's just amazing how when players come to the Cowboys, they just have extra excerpts.
I mean, we just pick them that way, though. I'm sorry. We just pick them that way. But yeah, so NF Skull, it's a great pickup for the Cowboys. It's going to be entertaining watching the Cowboys take the field against all these teams, especially the NFC East, man. So I can't wait for them to get a taste of CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens over there.
So now it's going to be entertaining.
So look, I know it. So let's be honest here. With our inner skull, I'll add a little piece onto it. Now he can be a bit of a diva. He can at times lose his temper on the field. He has known to, like I said, he's been thrown out a couple of times. Like I said, but is he a stud? Yes, but he does have he has some negative flaws to him too. Let's since we're gonna do all that, let's be honest about who this kid is. And at the same time, though, let's say I'm a Georgia boy through and through. I back him up, but there's some flaws to him too. This is a reason. There's a reason why they're giving up their number one receiver. And like you said, it could be the locker room, it could be the coach's decision, something. But you don't just always give your number one guy away for a third this year and a fifth next year. Sometimes you do, but sometimes you tend to work with the guy. Even I would just say this here, not a problem kid, but can be a diva at times, and sometimes he can end up, it comes personal on the field with this kid. Sometimes he get into it with cornerbacks a lot.
Oh yeah.
But I think we all know, we've seen him, lose it a couple of times when he was at Pittsburgh. You know what I mean? So that's the negative stigmatism that comes with this player. And I'll say this here, just because I went that far. Let's boomerang back to you, G.
Mm-hmm.
Can he be a Cowboy, without any issues?
Absolutely. And you have to have like I was saying before, you have to have the leadership to be able to handle a player of this magnitude. And like you said, his desire and what it is, it's just a guy who wants to win. It's a guy who's passionate about playing the game of football, and he lets his emotions get the best of him at times. So you got a leader who's probably one of the best leaders in the league, and Dak Prescott over there. You got a leader in Michael Parsons over there. You have a leader that can control and help this kid control his emotions. I'm all for it, man. I think he's in the perfect situation with the Cowboys and the type of coach that we have in Shoddy. I think he will actually get to him as well, man. So
what kind of coach is he?
He is not a player's coach, but he's a coach that wants to get to know the player inside and out. He's
giving the dude a nickname. For those who don't Schottenheimer. Call him Shoddy already. Okay.
We in Cowboys Nation call him Shoddy, Coach Shoddy. So yeah, that's what I'm referring to. He's a heck of a leader, and when you listen to him, if you go and listen to anything Shoddy says, you're willing to go out on the field and play for him as well.
This already.
This dude ain't never said nothing about no Shoddy before this year.
I was about to say, you know that already?
Yes,
he never said nothing about no Shoddy before this year.
Well, Shoddy was the offensive coordinator / head coach. So he only came out on Tuesdays for the Cowboys talk. Y'all don't care about that. But now that he's the head coach, I know y'all want to know these things. Like y'all want to know about Mike McCarthy. So I'm just giving y'all the information.
I don't want to know about your coach. You got that wrong.
So what happens when Dak and CD, who have already had a rapport, they already have their thing, when he doesn't get the ball because they're playing like let's like daddy ball between Dak and CD? Because like you said, somebody's got to get doubled. Do they bring him in to get CD his touches? Because we all know CD has also criticized Dak Prescott as well.
He has not criticized Dak Prescott. I don't know what you're talking about. You just made that up.
he wasn't talking about the dude.
He was not talking about the dude. You're making that up, but it's okay. I understand. Y'all trying to throw some narratives out there, but no.
Remember when they had it on film and he would throw it up to me? Remember that one? You're not throwing it right. You're not doing this right. Remember that one? Am I wrong here?
So you call that's communicating. That they were communicating. Hey, this is how. Hey, throw it to the backside or throw that. Everybody does that. That's football. That wasn't talking about. You came out like this man that came out and said something about that. That's what you said.
I'm saying like on the field criticism, like hey man.
That's not on the field criticism. You're talking about a play. What you can do with it. That's not criticism.
No. They didn't put it out there like that. I'm saying the way the media was put out there. No. Let's not do that. You watch the same thing that we watched. He was upset with how the ball was placed. Like you ain't throwing it to me right, or basically saying you're not that good of a quarterback.
So that's what you took out of it, I guess, because nobody else said that. These are Corey's words, y'all.
They're not my words. This is what they were talking about. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't happy.
Who was talking about it?
CD wasn't happy. These analysts that were looking at the same stuff we were looking at. CD was not happy. Because every now and then, Dak Prescott would throw a wobble or something wrong, or it ain't where it needs to be. I'm not saying he's not a good quarterback, but he has his flaws too.
The same CD who led the league in receptions, the same CD who was second in yards. That CD right there, you talking about?
Man, can we move on?
CD didn't lead the league, did he?
He did in receptions. Not this last year, the year before that.
Oh, okay. Before,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. That's That's when you're talking about. That's when it happened. Because it didn't happen last year. So,
We're gonna spend 30 minutes talking about one player.
Yeah, I get off of it. I'm done.
okay, yeah, we can get off of it. But
He didn't have his little glory. His
Tell you
little
what,
his little Mardi Gras.
so for NF Skull, just finish up, with the pickup you guys got.
yes. Yeah, so bringing George Pickens in, man. Welcome to Dallas. I love it. The Cowboys Nation loves it. We have now our number 2 receiver that we've been, waiting on. And I honestly say, go ahead and sign him now. I know a lot of people say, don't sign him yet. Let him see how it works out. But I think he's gonna show out. I think
you gonna sign him before you sign Parsons.
Parsons gonna be signed. We already know that, so we're not worried about that.
But you gonna sign him before you sign Parsons.
Yeah, because you can get him for less money right now. So yeah. Yeah.
Y'all gonna mess around. Parsons gonna leave, but anyway. All right.
Remus, just make up anything, dog. That's okay, Remus. Just make up anything, dog. All right. So the Cowboys have made a major pickup, and we had a lot of losses last year at home, especially in the NBA playoffs right now. These home teams are not winning their home game in the second round. In our second segment,
Everybody drink responsible.
You won't want to take the opinion of a stranger. That type of advice is just not for you, because you're at that time of the day where you don't want to waste your money, and your plan is to throw back a shot or two. You're not necessarily an alcohol person, and picking out a brand is fairly new. If you want something to go with your burger, possibly a steak, then check out Cooking Dad's Drink Reviews. Remember, drink responsibly and click that subscribe too, and go with the one the crew and you trust. Cooking Dad's Drink Reviews.
appreciate you, Cooking Dad Drink Reviews, man. And I want to say, hey, thank you to our new subscriber. Welcome to the TCY family. This Saturday for white, so almost like Saturday Dwight, but it's the Saturday for white. Appreciate you, my dog, for subscribing to the channel, man. Welcome to the TCY family, my dog. All right, so
that's a name. That's a name, or what is it?
That's his name on YouTube. That's his name
Okay.
on YouTube. Yeah. So
Saturday Delight.
Yeah. Saturday for white instead of Dwight for white.
For white. Okay.
Yeah. You think GP re-signing for the low? You crazy. He is. You know why? Because he's in a better situation right now. If you look back at the Pittsburgh Steelers, they always had problems with their offensive players, from Le'Veon Bell to Martavius Bryant to Antonio Brown to Ben Roethlisberger. They've always had problems on their offensive side of the field. Santonio Holmes, they got it. Deontay Johnson, like they've always had problems on their offensive side, and they have a great coach. But maybe he just don't coach the offensive side. Maybe he cares about the defensive side. Maybe that's why he always has the offense problem. So we don't have that problem in Dallas, man. That's why. That's a lot of problems for a player. Remus, those are problem players. That's a lot of players on your team, dog, that got problems. That's a lot. That's a lot. They all receivers. Either y'all are picking them wrong, or y'all just don't. Y'all know how to treat your wide receivers over there. Plaxico Burress, another one, had issue. So, all right. So the Cleveland Cavaliers, they go the first series, first round, and sweep the Miami Heat with no problem. The Indiana Pacers come in there and two barn burners take a 2-0 lead on the Cleveland Cavaliers. And now Cleveland got to go to Indiana down 2. with hurt players, what are the chances that the Cleveland Cavaliers can get back into this series, y'all? Let's start with you, OG.
With 2 hurt players, probably it's gonna be pretty tough. With the way Indiana playing right now, Indiana got the momentum going home. With 2 hurt players, it's gonna be tough to Cleveland a bad place right now. A real bad place.
Yeah.
About like Boston about to be.
Yeah.
What you say? Like Boston about to be?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Are they down?
Yeah.
Oh,
What score? What score, Boston?
89-86 with 50 seconds left to go in the game.
what?
89-56?
86. They down by
89-86.
They're down by 3. Oh my gosh.
Now look, I'll say this here. Even with that, we've been seeing some crazy last 10 minutes, seconds of each game. You know, I'm not saying I hope somebody got a shot in them, but listen, we've had like I said, Halliburton, he's been on a tear. Aaron Gordon has been on a tear. And them last couple of seconds, they have made the impossible probable. You know what I'm saying? Or the improbable possible. I'm sorry. And so it's any way you can look at it. Cleveland had been up the entire game, only to lose with seconds left. You know, same way with the Denver game. You had the MVP showing you who he was. You know, to keep his team alive and to win it at the end. This series is just you never know what it is. But to go back to the game we're talking about with Cleveland. Spider can only do so much. He scored 48 points, and he was exhausted. You know what I mean? So I don't want to say they out of it, but they're gonna have to somebody's gonna have to get this man a little bit more help. But
if they can't win the next game, they done.
Yeah, you're right about that. But what I will say is, all right. Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm sorry. Indiana has benefited from these last teams having some hurt guys, and they made the best of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like they've exploited. If you got a hurt player, listen, we in your face, and we're gonna win this thing because you're missing a guy, you're missing a key component to the success that you had, and they are fully staffed. No hurt. No, I mean they are ready to go.
Yeah. Ooh, that's tough, man. So Knicks going to Boston and possibly taking a game 2 in Boston.
Hey, I picked them. I like them. I hope they continue.
You did pick them, man. You did pick them, Corey.
But what I'm saying is, go back to Indiana real quick. Like I said, when they played the Bucks were missing Lillard. They were missing, I think they were missing like 2 other key players, or maybe 1 other key player. They had hurt players at the Bucks. Then they come here, and they're playing a team that's down. I think y'all were telling me 2 key players here for Cleveland.
Well, they was down Darius Garland. They was down DeAndre Hunter, and they was down the big man. The lefty. Mobley. Yeah, Mobley.
But they was up by 20 at one time.
They was up by 20 at one time. And
with them not playing.
And honestly, they were up by like 6 with like 40 seconds left in the game.
Exactly. Yeah. I turned away from the game.
Yeah.
I did. I was like, because I didn't see us on our chat line. We weren't talking, and I was like, oh, wow, crazy. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. The Indiana Pacers have benefited from.
Oh shit!
Knicks down 1.
Oh, GB, yeah, killing me.
Tatum just took the ball and just took it to the length of the court and just slammed it down.
Oh, GB, killing me. Oh shit!
Nobody stopped the ball.
No, okay. So what's going now?
90-89 with 15 seconds.
So who's up?
Celtics.
Okay, Celtics up now. Okay.
Yeah, Knicks get the ball. Knicks get the ball at that timeout.
Okay.
See, they're up by 1 or 2.
One. 90 to 89.
You see how fast that is? He just told me they were down by 6, and now they up by 1.
They were down by 2.
They're down
2,
by
okay.
2.
Yeah. They were down by 2.
Now
But
they're
that's but my point is the the Indiana Pacers have benefited from these last 2 teams having down players, and if they can scoot through, with the team that they have, not saying that they're the best, but they're taking advantage of the lineups that they've been given, and they're playing the whole 60 minutes.
Right.
It's 60 minutes.
So let me ask you this.
48.
Yeah. 48 minutes.
48 minutes. Well, it is 60 minutes.
So let me ask you this: do you think it hurt the teams that actually swept or only went 5 games? Hurt them, and the other teams that went 7, because the Knicks went 7. The Knicks went 6. I'm sorry, Knicks went 6. The Nuggets went 7. The Pacers went 6. Does that have something to do with it, or was it too much of a layoff?
Maybe the first
Warriors,
game.
The Warriors went 7, and you see they did. Maybe the first half.
But I think maybe first game, but getting beat. Maybe you may have, don't have your legs up under the first game. But by the time the second game come around,
you should be ready.
Then you should be ready. But then I guess by the time the second game came around, they had 3 favorite players, but they was up by 20.
Yeah. And now you have the confidence. The other team has the confidence now.
And they going home.
Yeah. So, oh man. So now we have the Golden State Warriors who go last night to Minnesota and knock off Minnesota at home.
Without Steph Curry.
Where Steph Curry got hurt in the second quarter.
Yeah. So, what is it? Hamstring.
Yeah. But Buddy Hill stepped up.
They say Steph, he got to be out at least a week.
Knicks won.
1 point game, 12 seconds.
Who up?
By 1.
12 seconds left.
Dribbling at the top of the key.
And F Score said
they blocked the shot. Knicks win.
Knicks won. Wow.
2-0.
The Knicks are 2-0 against the Boston.
And they finna go back to
Tatum shot.
They about to go to New York.
And they going to New York.
Wow. Well, Phil, there you go. 0-6. You said it. Wow.
So wait a minute. So no home team has won a home game yet?
No home team has won a home game yet.
Oh, wait a minute. Nobody? 0-6? Wow.
0-6.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy.
So you have.
So now we finna play some home teams now, right? Or
yeah. So OKC got a chance tonight to play. They play Denver tonight. Next, coming on TNT. So
yeah,
another game where the home team had the lead.
Yeah.
For most of the game, and then Denver comes back.
Man, let me tell you something.
And guess who it was? I know Joker had an excellent game, but the same guy that they've been trying to bench, Russell Westbrook,
in there.
18 points, like 7 to 8 rebounds, and key steals. I mean, what Russell is hitting threes? He looked like Draymond Green out there hitting threes.
He got a few air balls and some misses at the 3-point line.
He definitely gonna shoot the but he's been the difference maker in the last 2 series right now for them though.
Yeah, between him and Joker, keeping them live, like keeping them hype, keeping them, like you said, he's doing a lot of dirty work. He's getting down, getting dirty.
Yeah, because Porter ain't giving you much. Aaron Gordon's playing a good game, but Porter ain't giving you much. and Westbrook he's filled in nicely for that Denver Nuggets team, man. And I'm
Actually, he's
shocked.
taking Porter's time, right?
Well, Porter's still getting the time, but you
Okay.
know, yeah, he's still getting the time. Westbrook's time hasn't decreased at all since the firing of the coach. So yeah, maybe that wasn't the reason why he got fired. Maybe there's something else, like because Westbrook ain't changed, right?
I was about to say, the interim coach, interim coach is still playing the same.
Yeah.
Stay out there.
Right.
Yeah.
And we ain't seen the young buck. So yeah, so OG.
What's that?
Oh, I thought you were about to say something. So in this game tonight, man, how do you see this Denver Nuggets OKC game going? I heard the Shy said, "Look, man, this is what we see what we're made of. All right, we've been punched in the face. Now we got to respond to what they did."
I think they're gonna respond. I think they'll respond tonight.
Okay.
I don't think they'll go down 2-0 like these first two teams in the East have. I don't think they'll go down 2-0. And I don't think Minnesota's gonna go down 2-0. So I think in the West it's gonna end up 1-1.
1-1. Okay.
Because I think that like you say, Draymond Green hit 4 threes the other night. Yeah, can he do that every night? Nah, probably not.
Right.
They got to start the game out without Curry.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Butler seems to think that he can be the man, but I guess we'll see.
Okay.
Now, mind you, Jimmy hadn't had a Jimmy moment yet. He hadn't had a Buckets moment yet.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the thing that I did like was Draymond was running the point. You know, once they realized Steph wasn't coming back, did y'all realize Draymond was out there facilitating? He was calling it out. He was running the offense.
Well, he does that. He runs the point forward spot a lot throughout the season, so he's very comfortable doing it that way. And you know, so he just went to that role with no problem. But like you said, the shocker was the 3-pointers that he made.
Yeah,
I mean, he looked like the Draymond Green from college, Michigan State. Draymond Green knocking down threes, which is crazy. Yeah. So, then of course, there's Shy going for 35 and win MVP. I did a whole project on Shy in my sports class.
Oh wow, nice.
Okay, awesome. Buddy Hill, right? Phil Harris said Buddy Hill was probably the catalyst as well in that game. I think he ended up with 20, 24, something like that in that game. Yeah. So
where is he from?
He's from Jamaica, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No wonder. I couldn't understand.
Bahamas.
Bahamas.
Bahamas. Yeah.
When he was up there with
Jimmy, you trying to say he talk like my boy, huh?
Who your boy?
South Carolina.
Xavier Leggett.
No. Leggett. Now that right there is what is it? Geechee, South Carolina country.
Yeah, down in that Geechee land, boy.
Yeah, now that dude there. Whoa.
Oh,
Ireland versus that Geechee stuff, man. Yeah, but I couldn't understand him at first either. My wife loved that kid.
They have a good chemistry between him and Buddy Hill, Jimmy Butler and Buddy Hill. So
yeah, I can tell.
I like their little interactions, man. So they're gonna be a tough. Go ahead.
Yeah, Buckets is pushing him. Buckets is pushing him to be, it's like he's playing a heavy big brother role. He's not, you can tell, like I said, they get along, but he's, like I said, with the changing of his shorts, they putting the wrong shorts in his locker, stuff like that, and you're not paying attention. You didn't even look to see if these are the right shorts, and you got delay of game called on. Yeah. He said, just put these on. He put the wrong shorts on, some stuff, but you can tell he's being, he's pushing them to be a good player. You know what I mean? So,
Remus, OG's from Spartanburg, South Carolina. Spartanburg.
Who?
You.
Oh.
All right, let's go. Let's in our last segment, man. Let's jump into the WNBA. And it just
I got 5 minutes, fellas.
All right, it just started up
They ain't
Oh,
started yet.
it hasn't. I thought I saw they was 2-0.
They still in preseason.
Oh, it's preseason.
Yeah.
Preseason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They ain't started yet.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll
So
start
Yeah,
OG,
this
like the
preseason.
16th, I think.
okay, well, good. So OG, and all the changes that have been made in the WNBA, man, tell me what teams have gotten better and what teams have gotten worse in the WNBA.
I don't know about other teams. I know. I don't think the Liberty. I think the Liberty had one change. I think they let Van Lit go, but I think they picked up somebody for her. Aces picked up a couple players,
The
but they
Liberty.
let Kelsey Plum go.
You said the Liberty let Van Lit go,
Yeah, she went back to she in Chicago. She went back to Chicago.
Vandersloot.
but you just.
Vandersloot. I'm sorry.
Oh, how about to say?
Yeah,
Oh,
she went back to Chicago, but I can't remember who they picked up. But I focus on my team. So we picked up a couple good players. It's gonna be an interesting season. By all them draft picks certain teams getting, I think they're trying to make it equal across the board or whatever. I don't know how that worked out like that, but the first preseason games they only had like 4 practices, so I guess it was kind of hard to judge on the first preseason games. But these next few preseason games, be able to make more judgment of how the teams look.
Okay.
But the season actually starts on the 16th.
Okay. I saw the Indiana Fever.
And they go Bree Hall.
They go Bree Hall.
Yeah.
To go back to your aces, does losing Kelsey Plum, is that going to be a major hole in your squad? She's been a consummate pro for the Aces for what 3 to 4 years now. Will that mess up the chemistry that they've had in over there in Las Vegas?
No, because they picked up.
Did you expect him to say yeah?
I'm saying, but they picked up people in her place. I mean, it's not like they didn't pick up anybody.
I know they picked up Jewel Lloyd.
They picked up Jewel Lloyd, so that's the whole filler right there.
Is Kelsey Plum a better player than Jewel Lloyd? Do you in your eyes?
I think that as far as shooting threes, they even. But I think Jewel Lloyd is more of a penetrator than Kelsey Plum was.
Okay.
So she'll give you more of the penetration. Kelsey Plum would do it every now and then, but Jewel Lloyd will give you more penetration going to the basket than Kelsey Plum would.
Okay.
And I can't think from Kelsey Plum. Kelsey Plum is a good shooter, but so is Jewel Lloyd. So she'll fit right in with she actually be the starter with Kelsey Plum was.
Okay.
And let it be known them A1s came out today too.
Yes, sir.
They sold out in the first 15 minutes. They sold out, bro.
Oh wow.
Yes, sir.
Oh wow. All right, so
in the first 15 minutes.
If y'all don't know what she's talking about, the A1, those are the Asha Wilson. Her shoe has come out, man. So a great commercial for our shoe as well. The Chicago Sky, did they get better, OG, or did they stay about the same?
No, they got some key players too. They one of the ones that got a few draft picks.
Okay.
So I think overall, I think the WNBA, y'all tried to say we played bullet ball, but I think overall the WNBA, I think what they're trying to do is equalize the WNBA across the board. So I think we're gonna see a lot of good games this year, and they taking the championship series to 7 games instead of 5.
Okay.
So the championship series this year be 7 games instead of 5.
Okay, good. The Dallas Wings. Have you checked them out, and how does Paige Bucher look over there in that lineup over there?
Yeah, I saw them. Like I said, I saw them play the Aces the first game. It was in Notre Dame. But again, they only had 4 practices when they played that game.
Okay.
I mean, 4 legitimate practices before they played their first preseason game. So again, it's hard to judge off the first preseason game. But not watching these next ones, then you'll be able to tell how really good and how the teams are gelling with the components that they have brought in this year.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you said the 16th, March 16th is when the season officially starts, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So we will be paying attention. What about the before we get off of it, man? What about the second pick in the draft, man? How has she been doing thus far? Have you seen anything?
I haven't seen her play.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna try to get another WNBA sports head on here. Hopefully Sunday. She is a huge hoop follower. I'll let you all know what team she runs with, but she just loves the WNBA in general. So I see her posting a lot of stuff all the time, man. So I think she'll be a great bring some great conversation about the WNBA. And I think OG, y'all may be on the same page on a lot of things, man. But we'll find out hopefully Sunday.
All right.
This, so March 16th for the WNBA is when the season officially starts. March 14th is the NFL schedule release. So put that in your calendars. March 14th is the NFL schedule release. We will be finding out where you play at, what days you all are playing on, and how many national televised games has your team gotten for this season upcoming, man. So, all right. Hey, episode 83 in the book. We appreciate each and every one of you all rocking with us, man. It's been a great show. I appreciate each and every one of you all that was out here, that was on here. Yes, come on, yeah, we are doing a show Mother's Day. It's a Mother's Day edition. I think my wife is gonna come on. I think we're gonna have Miss Lisa on, maybe. We're not gonna have Tasha on, and then we're gonna have Dee, my homegirl Destiny. She's a mother as well. So it's gonna be a Mother's Day edition of Crew and You. So yes, we will have a show. So my dog Kamaria White. Make sure y'all check him and his wife out. The Christianist Podcast every Tuesday. Remus Cromwell, my dog, future lawyer. We appreciate you rocking with us. My cuz Phil Harris, nephew NF Skull, my dog Rodney Littlejohn, James Littlejohn, Quest, my dog Al Lassiter, Mark, my dog Mark Small, Snack Panther. He sent me a text this morning and said, "Really? Did y'all get George Pickens?" Yes, sir. Y'all know what it is, baby. Anybody else that was out there, man? Stars to my eyes, not my heart. We love y'all. Remember to keep your head on swivel and keep God first. We'll see y'all on Sunday at 8 o'clock, baby. Yeah. Peace.